The Eurocopter EC145, now known as the Airbus Helicopters H145, is a twin-engine light utility helicopter developed and manufactured by Eurocopter, which was rebranded as Airbus Helicopters in 2014. Originally referred to as the BK117C2, the EC145 is based upon the MBB Kawasaki BK117C1, which became a part of the combined Eurocopter lineup in 1992 with the merger of Messerschmitt-Bölkow-Blohm's helicopter division of Daimler-Benz and the helicopter division of Aérospatiale-Matra to form Eurocopter. The EC145 is a twin-engine aircraft and can carry up to 9 passengers along with 2 crew, depending on customer configuration. The helicopter is marketed for passenger transport, corporate transport, emergency medical services, search and rescue, parapublic and utility roles. In 2014, the EC145 was rebranded as the H145 by Airbus Helicopters. Military variants of the helicopter have also been produced under various designations, such as H145M or UH-72, and have been used for training, logistics, medical evacuation, reconnaissance, light attack, and troop transport operations. Development Origins The EC145 was a joint development between Eurocopter and Kawasaki Heavy Industries on the basis of their successful prior jointly produced BK117C1. Rather than pursuing an entirely clean sheet design, the forward cockpit and modern avionics of Eurocopter's Ec145 were adopted in combination with the proven BK117's rear section. Flight International described the new helicopter, originally designed as BK117C2, as being 90% a combination of these two aircraft, the Ec135 and BK117C1. However, there were significant areas of redesign. Advantages held by the EC145 over its predecessor include possessing a greater range and payload capacity, a considerably increased and uninterrupted cabin area, reduced vibration and noise emissions, and measures to simplify maintenance and minimize operational costs. The noise signature of the EC145 is reportedly 60% lower than that of the BK117C1. The new model was type certificated as the BK117C2. In December 1997, it was selected by the French Defense and Civil Guard for air rescue mission. 31 EC145s were ordered to replace their fleet of aging or copyright Aérospatiale-Matra in a deal costing $170 million. The first EC145 completed its maiden flight at Denora RTH. Germany on June 12, 1999. Eurocopter conducted a major publicity event for the emerging type at the U.S. Helicopter Association International Show in February 2000. Safety certification of the EC145 was awarded by the German Luftfahrtbundesamt and Japanese Civil Aviation Bureau in December 2000. And by the United States Federal Aviation Administration in early 2002. Eurocopter and Kawasaki have an agreement under which both firms independently manufacture and market the rotorcraft, while working collaboratively on development and upgrades. Eurocopter has a 60% production work share, which includes the main and tail rotors, intermediate and tail gearboxes, control systems, cockpit and tail structure, and landing gear. Kawasaki has a 40% work share, comprising the fuselage structure, main transmission, electrical and fuel systems. Kawasaki uses the designation BK117C2 for the type and produces the aircraft in the Asian market. Eurocopter sells the type globally under the EC145 designation. In November 2004, with the termination of production of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Marshall Islands, 2000, the BK117C2 became the only civil helicopter in production in Japan. In August 2010, it was announced that the partnership between Eurocopter and Kawasaki on the development and production of the EC145 had been extended until at least 2025. Further development In 2011, Eurocopter officially launched an upgraded EC145 model, designated Ec145 T2. Unveiling the new type at Heli Expo 2011. The Ec145 T2 is designed to significantly increase the aircraft's performance, featuring new Ariel 2E turboshaft engines, dual digital full authority digital engine controls, Eurocopter's fenestron-shrouded tail rotor design, and upgraded tail and main rotor gearboxes. Considerable differences and improvements were introduced to the cockpit and aircraft subsystems, including the adoption of increasingly digital avionics and a fully modular approach to these systems. Amongst the biggest changes is a sophisticated 4-axis autopilot. In April 2014, airworthiness certification from the European Aviation Safety Agency for the Ec145 T2 was received. FAA certification followed in October 2014. The primary manufacturing facility for the Ec145 is located at Denora Paragraph RTH in Germany, which is Eurocopter's second-largest site after Marignan in France. In 2014, Airbus Helicopters announced that 50 Ec145 T2s would be manufactured in 2015. The production is expected to eventually rise to 70 helicopters per year. Since 2011, Eurocopter has been developing an optionally piloted vehicle variant of the Ec145. Test flights of the Ec145 OPV, including unmanned flights, began in 2013. The system, designed to plug into the Ec145's existing avionics, is capable of autonomous operation or alternatively being controlled by human operators either via the cockpit or from a ground control station. The technology, which is reported to be compatible with a number of Eurocopter's range of helicopters, is intended for both civil and military applications. In an emergency situation, such as systems failure, the Ec145 OPV is programmed to enter into an automated hover-to-land procedure to safely land the aircraft. In March 2015, Airbus Helicopters Chief Technical Officer Jean-Brice Dumont stated that there were no firm plans for the Ec145 OPV to proceed to production, but investment in the project was continuing. In July 2014, Airbus Helicopter launched the Ec145E, a lightened and lower-cost version of the standard Ec145, achieved by the removal of some avionics for autopilot and single-pilot IFR functions. Intended as a basic model for tasks such as aerial firefighting and utility work, it has been also viewed as a replacement for aging Bo-105 rotorcraft. In April 2015, the EASA issued its certification for the Ec145E. In 2015, Metro Aviation entered into an arrangement with Airbus Helicopters to offer various mission-specific customizations for the Ec145E and operate as a reseller for the variant. Design. The Ec145 features a larger cabin space than the older BK-170 and C-1 helicopter, with internal space increased by 46 cm in length and 13 cm in width, increasing cabin volume by 1.0 m3 to 6.0 m3. Other improvements over the BK-117 include an increased maximum takeoff weight and greater range, achieved partially by the adoption of composite rotor blades, which were derived from the smaller Ec135. The Ec145 has a hingeless rotor system with a monolithic titanium hub. The helicopter was originally powered by a pair of Toboma Ariel 1E2 turboshaft engines. Later aircraft are powered by the upgraded Toboma Ariel 2E engine. A key feature of the rotorcraft is the variable rotor speed and torque matching system, derived from the BK-117, which Eurocopter has attributed as making the Ec145 the quietest helicopter in its class. The Ec145 is fitted with an all-glass cockpit, consists of a Thales Avionics Megas flight control display system with active matrix liquid crystal displays. It can be piloted by either one or two pilots. A number of systems are independently redundant, including the autopilot system, hydraulic boost, transmission lubrication, and some of the onboard sensors. The Ec145 T2 features additional and newer avionics systems, such as a full 4-axis autopilot and dual-channel full-authority digital engine control. 3 large LCD primary displays were also introduced to control these systems. The type is fully capable of Category A operations. In November 2008, an EC145 performed the first medical transport flights under instrument flight rules in Europe. The type is able to fly entirely under GPS navigation from takeoff to final approach when required. The EC145 is also the first civil helicopter to be fitted with night vision-compatible cockpit instrumentation and lighting straight off the production line. Typical cabin arrangements allows for 8 passengers in a club seating configuration, or 9 passengers in a high-density seating configuration. Passenger seating is designed for quick rearrangement based upon current demands. The cabin can be accessed either through sliding doors on either side of the aircraft or via large clamshell doors at the rear of the cabin. In combination with a high-mounted tail boom, the clamshell doors are designed to provide safe clearance for loading and unloading activities even while the rotors are turning. In an EMS casualty evacuation arrangement, the EC145 can carry up to 2 stretchered patients with 3 accompanying medical staff. The helicopter can be fitted with emergency floats, rescue hoist, searchlight, low hook and specialist equipment for other operational requirements. A specialized VIP variant developed in association with Mercedes-Benz, known as the EC145 Mercedes-Benz style, launched as an executive helicopter in 2010. Capable of transporting up to 6 passengers via switchable rail-mounted seating arrangements. The Mercedes-Benz variant features a luxury interior complete with leather seats, wooden paneling, advanced ambient lighting and in-flight entertainment systems, and modular storage cabinets. Various aesthetic external changes, such as a reshaped forward section, also feature on this variant. Eurocopter also offers an EC145 Stylance package to corporate and private helicopter operators, which has various aesthetic and technology changes from the baseline model to provide a higher level of passenger comfort. The EC135E, a utility variant, has a deliberately standardized interior for the purpose of minimizing overall weight. Operational history. The French Tsar Copyright Curator Copyright Civil, French Gendarmerie and the Landspolizei of Hesse, Germany became the first operators of the EC145 upon receipt of the initial deliveries in April 2002. The Tsar Copyright Curator Copyright Civil procured the type as a replacement for its aging or copyright Aérospatiale-Matra 3 fleet, winning out against the Eurocopter AS365 Dolphin. In November 2006, the Tsar Copyright Curator Copyright Civil were planning to make greater use of the EC145's IFR capabilities for operations within bad weather and at night time. In 2008, the Gendarmerie reportedly stated that the EC145 has a per-aircraft availability rate of roughly 90%. Out of a total of 32 EC145s delivered to the Tsar Copyright Curator Copyright Civil, 3 had been lost in accidents by June 2009. In 2006, the UH-145, a military variant of the EC-145, was selected for the United States Army's Light Utility Helicopter program, beating 3 other helicopters. The deal, valued at $3 billion, involved the supply and servicing of 345 helicopters, with options for additional aircraft. The variant was designated UH-72 Lakota by the U.S. Department of Defense. The first UH-72A was delivered to the U.S. Army in December 2006. In August 2007, the FAA authorized the commencement of production of both UH-72A and civil EC-145 rotorcraft at American Eurocopter's facility in Columbus, Mississippi. In June 2013, the German Federal Ministry of Defense announced plans to acquire 15 EC-145s in a military configuration for Special Forces operations. Designated Ec-645 T2, these aircraft are reportedly to be armed and equipped with an electro-optical reconnaissance system and troop deployment fittings. Deliveries are to take place from 2015 to 2017. On November 27, 2014, the maiden flight of the Ec-645 T2 was performed at Denora Paragraph RTH, Germany. On May 15, 2015, the H145M, previously designated as Ec-645 T2, received EASA airworthiness certification. In October 2010, An agreement to establish a joint venture between Eurocopter and Kazakhstan Engineering, Eurocopter Kazakhstan Engineering, was formally signed. The joint venture created the only Ec-145 manufacturer in the Commonwealth of Independent States, which possesses exclusive rights to supply the type to Mongolia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Belarus, and Azerbaijan. In November 2011, Kazakhstan took delivery of the first of an initial batch of 6 Ec-145 ordered. In September 2012, Eurocopter Kazakhstan received its first Ec-145 assembly kits at its newly established facility in Astana. Up to 10 Ec-145s per year are to be built at the facility. By November 2015, a total of 20 rotorcraft had been produced at the Kazakhstan facility, 14 for the Ministry of Emergencies of Kazakhstan and 6 for the Ministry of Defense of Kazakhstan. In April 2012, Eurocopter announced that the 500th Ec-145 had been delivered. On July 31, 2014, the first Ec-145 T2, an updated variant, was delivered to its launch customer, DLR Luftrettung, who have ordered a total of 20 such helicopters for emergency medical service operations. In April 2015, Airbus Group Australia Pacific delivered its first H145, previously designated as the Ec-145 T2. In June 2015, it was announced that Saudi Arabia intended to purchase 23 hours 145s worth $500 million. In November 2015, it was reported that the H145 had attained an average availability rate of 94%. Variants: Ec-145, basic model introduced, derived from preceding BK 170 and C1. This variant is powered by turbo-Meeke Real 1E2 turboshaft engines and has a conventional high-boom tail rotor. Ec-145 Mercedes-Benz style, Ec-145 intended for VIP and corporate purposes, outfitted with a luxury interior designed by Mercedes-Benz. Seating 4 to 8 passengers depending upon configuration. Ec-145E, variant of the base Ec-145 for utility purposes, featuring new Garmin G500H digital cockpit and the removal of some elements such as the automatic flight control system, along with the adoption of a standardized interior, for weight reduction purposes. H145, updated version of Ec-145, initially designated as Ec-145 T2. Features a conventional tail rotor replaced by a fenestron-shrouded tail rotor. Other changes include the installation of more powerful Real 2E engines, and various new avionics. H145M, militarized version of the H145. Briefly designated as EC645 T2. It can be outfitted with ballistic protection, self-sealing fuel tanks, electro-optical infrared sensor, hardpoints for armaments, military-grade communications and navigational systems, and an electronic warfare self-protection system. UH-72A Lakota, a militarized light utility helicopter based on the basic Ec-145 model. Operated by the U.S. Army. Operators. As of September 2012, the Ec-145 is in service with a total of 100 customers in 34 countries. Civilian and government: Brazil, BAS State Public Security, Marana Poundo State Public Security, Chiara State Public Security, France, Civil Defense, French Gendarmerie, Germany, ADAC, Landspolizei, Lithuania, State Border Guard Service. Morocco, Royal Moroccan Gendarmerie, Peru, National Police of Peru, Philippines, Philippine Coast Guard, Switzerland, Rego Air Rescue Service, Ukraine, State Emergency Service of Ukraine. United Kingdom, Metropolitan Police Service, Scottish Ambulance Service, Police Service of Northern Ireland, Devon and Cornwall Police, United States, Air MED, Stanford Life Flight, Sanford Air MED, Texas Department of Public Safety. Military: Albania, Albanian Air Force, Bolivia, Bolivian Air Force. Germany, German Air Force, Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan Air Force, Thailand, Royal Thai Army, Royal Thai Navy, United States Army. Specifications. Data from Eurocopter EC145 Technical data, EC145 Specs, General characteristics, crew, 1 or 2, capacity, 9 passengers, length, 13.03 meters, rotor diameter, 11.0 m, height, 3.45 m, disk area, 95 miles squared, empty weight, 1,792 kilograms, loaded weight, 3,585 kilograms, useful load, 1,793 kilograms, max takeoff weight, 3,585 kilograms, power plant, 2 turbo Meeke Real 1E2 turbo shafts, 550 kilowatts each, performance. Never exceed speed, 268 km per hour, cruise speed, 246 km per hour, range, 680 km, ferry range, 855 km, service ceiling, 5,240 m, rate of climb, 8.1 meters per second. See also. Related development, MBB Kawasaki BK 117, UH-72 Lakota, Eurocopter EC145, aircraft of comparable role, configuration and era, Bell 427, HAL DHIUV, Sikorsky S-76, related lists, list of helicopters. References. Citations Bibliography External links, official website, EC145 page on EurocopterUSA.com, Eurocopter EC145 on Reg. Ch. Pilot report, when less is more.